Hey yo, what up though? It's your boy Brad, B-Rad Butler the second, and welcome to another edition of Lit Motivation, #LitMo. Alright, let's get into it. Have you ever felt like the odds are just stacked against you? Like, it seems like no matter what you do, it just doesn't seem like a win is ever gonna come. Like you're ever gonna get to the success that you've been looking for, like the level that you've been trying to hit. Like, it just seems like you've been working and it just doesn't seem to ever happen for you. Like you see it happening for other people, and better yet, here's a term that I like to use because of sports. So I'm sorry for anybody who doesn't know too much about sports, but you'll learn something today. A lot of times with teams, when you're the underdog, on paper, it just doesn't look like you have a chance. Like it just doesn't look like you have any type of a chance in order to beat the other team. When they're comparing your team to the other person's team, it just seems like it's just they're going to dominate, right? They placing bets and stuff like that. Ain't no way that they can win. Ain't no way they can win. And a lot of times you feel like that. A lot of areas in your life, a lot of circumstances that you go through, like you really feel like, yo, the odds are just, everything's just stacked up against me. Like how could I possibly win when it seems like everybody is rooting for somebody else or just rooting against me? Like it just doesn't seem like this is possible. It makes you actually feel like, yo, why am I even trying in the first place? It was like, why did I even try to do this when all this was going to be stacked against me? Listen, what I need you to understand, because I've been there before and I know exactly how that feels. What I need you to understand is you got to play the game anyway. It doesn't matter what they say about you on paper. Like, it really does not matter what they say about you on paper, because the game still has to be played. So as long as you have enough resolve to get in there and play and do your part and play as best you possibly can, like it doesn't matter what they say about you on paper. Like they could tell you a million times that you're gonna fail the test, but you can study as hard as you possibly can and then get in there and do the best that you can on the test, and you can prove everybody wrong. So it doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter about the things that you've done wrong in the past. None of that matters. Like, it doesn't matter about what they say about you on paper, because they don't know you personally. Like, they don't know what your drive is. They don't know what's pushing you to get to that success. So if you allow people to keep telling you that you can't do a certain thing, or you keep reading what people are saying about you, talking down about you, like that's where it's gonna put you. That's where it's gonna place you. Like, you got two options in that situation. You can literally look at the things that people are writing about you or saying about you, and you can literally look at that and then start to believe it yourself. Or you could literally look at it and say, you know, I'm just going to use this as fuel so I can prove people wrong. Like, that's always been my attitude. I've always looked at things like when people said I couldn't do a certain thing, I'm not capable of doing this, I'm not smart enough, I'm not big enough, not strong enough, whatever. What I always did was take that information and just use that and apply that to whatever it was that was the challenge that was in front of me. Like, when I was sitting there studying, it's like, okay, listen, I gotta make sure that I study. I gotta stay focused on this because, you know, people are counting on me to lose. People are actually betting on me to lose. So if you look at it that way and you say to yourself, you know what? I don't care what people are saying about me, and I don't care what the other people are doing. Like, you can stack all the odds against me if you want to. I'm still gonna do the work. I'm still gonna do my part. And if you do that, I can guarantee you that you'll come out on the other side of it as a victor. Now, listen to me. You might have a situation where you work as hard as you possibly can and you don't necessarily pass the class, or you don't, get the grade that you were looking for, or you don't get the success or the achievement or the raise or whatever it might be. Like, you might not get it, but what it does is it puts a different level of willpower inside of you. Like, there's something that happens when you finish what you started. Right? And then the next time when you attempt it, you have that much more confidence because you already know that you can finish it. So now it's just applying everything that they teach you. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna go a little bit deeper. It's just one area that I was struggling with. Let me make sure that I focus double time on that. I know I got this down or whatever. So let me just focus right here and make sure I get this down so that the next time when the test comes or the opportunity comes, I'm gonna be ready for it. And then that time I'm gonna pass. So literally, you gotta just get to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm not worried about what they say about me on paper, because you don't know me personally. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know how much this achievement or this success or this goal means to me personally. So like the worst thing you could do is try to downplay or put down somebody who like they have a purpose, like they got a why attached to what they're doing. Like you couldn't tell me that I wasn't gonna graduate from college because I made a promise to my mom. And I said, yo, I'm gonna finish this, I'm gonna do this. Like I made this promise and I'm not gonna break this promise. So whatever it is I gotta go through, whatever pain I have to deal with, all the blood, sweat, and tears that's attached to it, that's fine. Come on with it, let's get to it. Let's get through it, because I have to get to what's on the other side. And the faster I can get through the pain that I'm dealing with, the faster I can get to the success that I've been trying to get to my entire life. So listen to me. What I need you to do right now is just stay focused on the goal. Stay focused on the goal right now, right? Do not worry about what they're saying about you. Do not worry about what has been written about you. Do not worry about the past, because it's in the past for a reason. You have to focus and live in the present so that your future can be better than what you ever thought possible. All right? So literally, I need you to understand that right here, right now, we're not looking at the scoreboard, we're not looking at the paperwork, we're not looking at the other players, the teams, like we're not looking at like the syllabus to see like how much we have to get done. We're not looking at any of that right now. We are not looking at what they say about us on paper at all. We're just focused on where we are right here, right now, and accomplishing this one goal that we have set in front of us, and just doing the best that we can to dominate it, right? So that we can move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And we're gonna keep that mindset in everything that we do. All right, listen, it's your boy Brad, B-Rad Butler II, and I encourage every last one of you to make your next day your best day. I'll see you next week.